Hey everyone, this is the LEGO Speed Champions Scuderia Ferrari SF16-H, or you can just call it the 2016 Ferrari Formula 1 car, because that's what it is. If you hate stickers, then you can do like WWE superstar The Undertaker says and rest in peace. Or would that be pieces? 31 stickers on this thing. I took some shots of it when it was still in its unstickered form just to show you what that looks like. It actually looks pretty good and allows you to really appreciate the build. It has a little bit of a classic feel to it like that. But of course, racing cars nowadays are completely covered with decorations from sponsors. So that's very important that they did include the stickers for some degree of accuracy. This car is actually quite very similar in build to the first one that they did previously in the first line of Speed Champions cars. Quite very similar indeed. The number of differences are really few, surprisingly few. I thought that they would go a little bit further. Outwardly, when you look at the two real cars, you know, without getting up too close and really picking at the small details, the real cars do look similar as well, quite very similar. They're based on the same aerodynamic principles and general thinking. So this makes sense to me, but I really personally was hoping for a little bit different building challenge, to be honest with you. You know, just to have something different. But it's nice to be able to get these two. I mean, obviously Ferrari is a huge, huge brand, and has been since its beginning. So this is going to be definitely popular with a lot of fans. Like I said, the thing just itself does look quite good. I think that the proportions work well for the whole Speed Champions design in general, the six-wide design that they come up with. It's not properly to scale with the other cars. You know, the real ones, the real Formula 1 cars are tiny. Purpose-built racing cars in general are tiny. But, you know, this needs to fit a minifigure in it in a way that humans don't actually fit into the Formula 1 cars. You know, people's feet are actually up here in the thing and their legs are all angled up and scrunched all together. We need to be able to put a minifigure in there, and LEGO has accomplished that. It's a snug fit. There's not a whole lot of space around there, but I think that this makes sense. And I think that this thing looks good. I think the sticker placement actually works out quite well. There are a number of 1x1 stickers in here, which is really important. And, you know, it goes for as much realism as it realistically, reasonably could within this kind of scale, and still allowing you to build it fairly simply from fairly simple instructions. Now, this does not include any alternate nose, unlike the first one that they did. So what you get for aero here is just it. I'm okay with that, you know, for a smaller set. And I am definitely surprised by the extra, just how much extra stuff they included in this set here. In the cockpit area, there's nothing special to see. Once again, you know, just has enough room. Once again, has the exposed blue from the Technic pins there, which hold on the side pods. And I still don't like the blue. Some people are tired of me complaining about the fact that LEGO uses crazy contrasting colors that show up sometimes. I think they could have at least gone with the gray ones there personally, but it's my feeling. And I know that a lot of people share that feeling and a lot of people don't share that feeling and think that it's perfectly fine. So I encourage continued debate, open comments about that, as long as it's kept respectful. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. I definitely like the inclusion of the fairly new piece. I'm trying to get this guy out. I said it was easy to get him in and out, but it's not quite so easy with just one hand. There we go. The fairly new color black for the 1x1 tile in the back for the intake there. It's not the most convincing intake, but again, if you look at it from any kind of distance, you see the shape there. That's important, and I think that works out better than turning the headlight brick around and having a square inlet. One last note about stickers. They do include the specific number 5 sticker for this one, but they also include a number 7 sticker and the tile that this is on. I did not supply that tile myself. So that makes it easy to switch this out, or if you get 2 of them, then you can set up the pair and you can have both Seb and Kimi. The one driver minifigure included in the set, though, is not specifically representing Seb or Kimi. It's not officially either of them, though you can set it to represent either. It's just supposed to be a generic Ferrari driver. Nice print for the torso, the hips, and the legs. and that continues around the back. You know, pretty good level of detail there. Could have used a little bit more opacity with the white. You know, could have been, I mean, it kind of looks pink. The white prints there just doesn't have enough depth to it. I'm actually not happy with the fact that this uses my face, because this is, in a way, a roundabout way, kind of supposed to represent Seb or Kimi with the inclusion of the two helmet colors. You know, this same face was kind of, in a roundabout way, representing Lewis Hamilton also in the Mercedes set. And they've only come out with 2 Formula One sets for this season. So to use the same face to represent essentially 3 different drivers, I think is not a good thing. I would have preferred a lot more variety than that. This side build is the largest to date in any of the Speed Champions single car sets. Represents a little bit of pit wall, which gives you pit lane over here and actual racing track over here. They have some lights set up, and that bar is very, very low. Just barely has enough clearance for a car to actually go under there. At least it does actually go under there. You can raise and lower the checkered flag over here if you want. It can also be rotated around if you want to kind of fold it away out of the view of the drivers just a little bit more. A little bit of inside curbing shown there. And this is kind of nice over here. You know, they give you some accessories, but they don't give you any actual pit crew included in this set. You know, it would be nice to have one person to stand up there, but there's a computer as well, and it has a track map on it. I think it's very safe to say that most folks who would want to own this set will not care about every single fine detail of the differences between the aerodynamic devices on one year's Ferrari Formula One car versus the next, and just how perfectly Lego has replicated each element. Ultimately, it's a Formula One car, it's a Ferrari, it's red, it looks cool. And you can get it in just a single car set rather than having to buy a big old, you know, transporter set and everything. So being able to get it inexpensively, I think, is great. Ferrari, very well-known brand. Red, great color. I just feel like this gives a lot of value and will make a lot of kids happy. And by kids, I mean kids of all ages. It's also nice to see yet another piece of proof that Lego does not put the specific licensing cost of a single set into the price of that set. It's an officially licensed Ferrari replica product, and I know from the inside that Ferrari licensing is a very difficult, time-consuming, and expensive process, and yet this set here costs the same as any of the other single car sets in the line. Let me know what you think of the job that the designer did on this set. Share your thoughts in a comment down below, and I'm going to continue working and bringing you more videos. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.